Welcome forward into today's urgency meeting about resilience. Your 500 seconds of stories that I hope inspire you to reframe, reconsider, and make this day the best day you'll ever have in your life. Of course, I cannot change your life with any podcast episode or even the book itself, but I do guarantee to change your perspective on this present moment. I'm going to ask you today to stop thinking that you own anything. Maybe you can consider this concept, leasing to accept, as a mantra for the day. This is not a testament to the WEF or the proposed New World Order of the elites, which, by the way, the New World Order, that was a book, that exact title was a book published decades ago. So whatever is being positioned and presented to you in the news today or the past 4 or 5 years, no new surprises. It's already in that book. So sorry to disappoint you of the New World Order being this magnanimous new revolution or revelation. It's already out there. So if you get a chance, I would recommend you get that book. But let's not tarry on their objectives and focus on this resilience thing that I must remind you of today. And perhaps even for the context and target for this episode is not new either. But today is new. Brand spanking new moment and new 500 seconds of it for you today. I'd like to reiterate the timeless lesson from Mr. Tamba, my African elder and brother, who educates me every precious moment that I get to sit with him. He has shared his beyond worldly wisdom with me time and time again. More importantly, no matter what he says to me going forward, he gave me those 6 Tamba words about my question to him about my purpose and reason for being here. Those words were this: go, ask no question, and die. I use that as a reference, a daily reference, as my direction and purpose for the life given and graced to me. Not just to enjoy, to deliver the very unique messages that I am able to observe, listen for them, and then to communicate them as clearly as I have received them. The second salient thing that Mr. Tamba has taught me, and also he has instilled it in me, about fate. Again, typical Tamba manner, it just came out of his mouth like water. That my fate, your fate, our fates are fixed and cannot be changed. I know that sounds pretty sad and defeated, doesn't it? Yeah, I get it. When I have said that to other people, I get that similar common reaction. But take a breath. Breathe with me, please. Perhaps you have experienced a lot of bad stuff in your life. Bad stuff that seems more prevalent than the good shit, right? Only because we tend to focus on the negative and not on the constant good that we always have, individually and collectively. starting with the very life and breath and blood and love running live through us each day right now. Not that important or good to you to remember that or to feel that? Is it just a given? Like either you or I deserve it anyway? I suggest that we start with that essence and reflect on it going forward instead of what we think we don't have in comparison or in a mental delusion of competition with them or others who may appear to have more stuff than you do. You have enough of that right now. And the only moment that you can only truly have is right now. We have enough right now. But in this now, that if you will accept this period of time, but we can never actually own this moment called now. If you can review a previous podcast episode on the stuff that we really do not own, you might find that insightful. And the meaning of not owning, not as a bad thing, just as a reframing of what we already have and not trying to acquire and hoard and hide and keep away from others. I'm going to use this to close out this episode with this. And I must again credit Mr. Ryan Holiday on another one of his daily stoic missives. Quote, "But the stoic knows that we never really own anything. All that we possess in this life," Marcus Aurelius says, "even life itself, is really ours only in trust. We are renters. Our lives here are on loan. Loans that can get called in at any time. We can be fired. Someone can dislodge us from our seemingly dominant market position. A loved one can leave. People die. That's what Margaret Atwood warns against, the pride and satisfaction of surveying one's possessions. The moment you do that, she says, nature rebels. Almost out of spite, they feel the need to rebuke you for your pride. No, they whisper, you own nothing. You were a visitor, time after time, climbing the hill, planting the flag, proclaiming, we, nature, never belonged to you. You never found us. It was always the other way around. None of us own anything. Everything is constantly in flux. What we have today may be gone tomorrow. We ourselves may be gone tomorrow. Understand that. Appreciate everything accordingly. Be grateful and humble, or life will rebuke you. Fate will remind you who is in charge, and then nature will reclaim what is hers. Unquote. I find that very beautiful and remindful, and putting into context the words from my elder, Mr. Tamba, about fate. But those words relayed to me through Mr. Ryan Holiday, I think is a great way to conclude this discussion about what it means to not own anything, but appreciate what you're leasing and that you will never, ever own. Thanks again. Stay safe. Stay present. Remember, no matter where you are in this world, I'm here with you, and it's still 8:20.